Real ones with me, I know we gon' beat the odds. Counterfeit, guess it from the thought of it. People fake, think they need to start a kid. Tryna be real, this right here.
Huge thank you to today's sponsor, Giant Snacks. Giants is a small family-owned business that specializes in premium flavor and giant snack sizes.
From sunflower seeds, pistachios, pumpkin seeds, and cashews, Giants has all the great snacks you need.
Don't forget some of the great flavors that they offer between dill pickle and sweet Thai chili.
Or whatever craving you have.
Check out some of the newest flavors coming to a store near you this fall.
Big Easy cashews and Big Easy sunflower seeds.
Available soon online or at a store near you. Once again, huge thank you to Giant Snacks for sponsoring this podcast.
Now let's get back to the podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Beyond the Spotlight podcast hosted by myself. My name is Jack.
And I'm Aiden.
And today we have Ben with us, also known as Lofe. So first of all, thank you so much for letting us come into your house. And the hospitality's been unreal. Thank you to Giant Snacks for being an amazing sponsor. We just want you to give a little elevator pitch from the people who might not know anything about you for what you do, who you are, and a little bit of your backstory.
An elevator, okay.
So like you're going up an elevator, you got 30 seconds to explain everything you do to somebody. That's what you're about to do.
All right. Well, I make YouTube videos. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to it. I just make YouTube videos. Started back really in 2021 after I finished college. Started with pranks, kind of moved more into vlogs, and it's kind of been a blur, to be honest. Like
fast.
Yeah,
go fast.
It felt fast. Like it didn't feel fast, but it felt fast at the same time, which is it's weird to think about, but yeah.
Like maybe in the moment it didn't feel like it, but then like looking back, it's just like, where did that time go? Kind
exactly.
of a deal.
Yeah.
Sure.
And to make it a full-time job, full-time career, that's awesome.
So going back to like high school, with whatever you want to share too, do you have any experiences or anything that you want to share about high school or like hockey? We know you played hockey. What was high school like for you?
It's interesting because I was thinking about this the other day. I remember in high school, just like from really young age, I remember just thinking I'm not gonna do like this like a job. I don't know. I just always thought that like that started when I was like 14, I think, and then working jobs like car wash, Burger King. I worked every job you can think of. I was like miserable. I was like, this is not gonna happen. I have to do something. So tried a lot of stuff, failed at a lot of stuff, and found YouTube. I found YouTube in college and instantly fell in love with it. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. And but yeah, I mean, high school I was kind of like a to be honest. Like, I was getting in trouble all the time, but it was just because I'm not a school guy, you know? I couldn't do it. So yeah, I got in trouble a lot, but it worked out. So
That's what it seems like a lot of people who are like in your position, it's kind of the same thing, like Spicy, Loonies. I mean, obviously more that we haven't talked to yet, but it's like maybe school wasn't for them, and then it actually works out and you find a career in something that you don't need to go to school for at all. So touching on a little bit of college there, what was that like at Bethel? I know you graduated there. Like, what was that experience like for you there?
it was a lot more fun than high school for sure. Met a lot better people, but it was still the same thing. It was like I felt like why am I here? What am I doing? Because I know I didn't want to do it. So
Right.
it was almost, I feel, especially with young men, like a lot, you have a pull towards something. I feel a lot of young men have that around their early 20s, late teens, and they have this desire to go chase a dream, and a lot of young men ignore that. And
Sure.
I feel like that can kill you slowly over the next 40 years or whatever, and that's how midlife crises happen if you ignore that. So it almost hurts, like you know you want to do it, but I was still in college. It's like I can't do it, but I know I want to do it. And that's why when I graduated, going back to like how it happened fast, I think that's why it happened fast, because there was nothing, like when I graduated, it was all in. There was it was
What were you going for in college?
business.
Business? Okay. And at that time, that's kind of when YouTube kind of started for you. But at that time, did you know what you wanted to do, or were you kind of just like, I just don't want to work a 9 to 5?
Yeah, I knew I wanted to do YouTube when I got
Okay.
eventually, but I stayed for 2 years, I think, and finished my degree, and then did YouTube. Because honestly, I was just scared to, like, I wasn't gonna drop out. I was like, I might as well just finish.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, yeah, I didn't pay attention at all. I didn't even. So I mean, looking back, was it worth it? Probably not on paper, but I still met a lot of great people, had a good time. So yeah, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to say like you got a college degree too, you know?
Yeah.
Like, is it worth the money and the time? Maybe not, but still you got that to fall.
That's been
to
sitting
fall
in the
back on.
closet since I got it though.
Yeah.
I never used that shit.
But also too, it's like some YouTubers say that, but they never went to college. But now that you went to college, you have that backing. You can say, yeah, I went to college, but I don't even use my degree.
Yeah.
You know, I'm full-time YouTuber now and do great, do better than some who have that degree, you know?
You kind of touched on some of those jobs that you had before going into YouTube, Burger King and the car wash. Is there any like specifically that you want to touch on a little bit more, like that maybe affected you in your journey?
Yeah.
Any specific moments maybe at those jobs?
Yeah, I mean, I think they all did. I think it's so important for kids to work those kinds of jobs because it really does teach you. And I think just overall, just knowing how much I hated, I remember those feelings of going into those jobs and just, I was like, this is like literally killing me. I can't do it. I think that's important though, because it drove me. I was like, I cannot end up here. I can't do it. So there's moments from those jobs. But it was just overall, I think but it was important to do for sure.
Yeah, get that experience.
Yeah.
What were some of those big adventures or like the most memorable moments that you could think of?
It's definitely like a turbulent kind of 3 years. There's like there's like assaults and court dates and shit.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing for me is just like it becomes normal after a while. So it's like weird because when I think about 3 years ago, if I thought about me now, if I saw me now, I would be like, holy shit. But now it's kind of normal. So learning to like live with that, with like going out in public and like knowing like your privacy's kind of gone, learning to live with that. But I mean, yeah, just a lot of crazy moments. Meeting certain people that you see that you look up to, that's probably the craziest part. Like meeting these UFC fighters and things like that. That's probably the craziest part. Fan meetups are also crazy because you see it in front of you. Like we had one in Minnesota and there was like 3,000 people there. And when you see 3,000 people in front of you, it like makes it feel real. It's like, holy shit. Not just
They're there for you.
Yeah. It's like no longer numbers on a screen anymore. It's like, it's like there. So yeah, just a lot of moments.
So what were some of your I loved watching your skydiving video. You did not want to do that, dude, and I know you didn't, but that was thrilling to watch, you know? What are some other videos that you really enjoyed? Kind of like, what are your favorite maybe pranks that you did? Were there any that stick out to you that are your favorite?
Yeah, we've done like 5 cross-country road trips, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, we went Minnesota to LA. We went Minnesota to Miami, LA back to Minnesota. We've done Minnesota to LA, I think 4 times. Those are the best though. Like seeing the country and just getting out there and filming, going to all these places. We went to New Mexico, and I'm a big Breaking Bad fan. That's my favorite show of all time. And going to like all the actual places they shot the show. That's one of my favorite memories. We went to the High School Musical like school in Utah. Yeah, East High. It's a real place.
Yeah,
and we saw like Sharpay's locker and shit, like the pink locker. They let us in the gym where they shot the scenes, like the basketball scenes and stuff.
Is that where you were singing in the school to all the students?
Yeah. They looked up like, who's this idiot?
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of memories like that. Those big trips. yeah, those will be memories I'll have forever for sure. Because I don't see myself doing that stuff for too long. The traveling, it takes a toll on you.
Sure.
For a person like me, I like to be home. I like to
Yeah.
wake up, be home. But I'm very grateful that I did that because yeah, those memories are amazing.
Yeah. I like to see you're making these videos all across the country and people recognize you no matter where you're at. You know, it's not like it's just locally. One thing I do want to give credits to you, man, and I watch a lot of other YouTube videos, a lot of other YouTubers, but one thing you do really good with is interact with the fans and they make it to the video too. You know, like a lot of these people I sometimes meet, I've met a couple YouTubers, right? But I'll never make it in their video, you know? But it makes you feel good when you can see yourself in that video meeting these people. And I think it's probably almost every single video of yours, you at least have one or two fan interactions where you meet them, you say hi, you take pictures, and you may not realize it, but they go back home, they watch that video, and they're like, dang, I made it into this video, this YouTuber, you know? So
Also
that is
touching
really cool.
on that, at NDSU tailgate, I was hanging out with Ben, and dude, there's a crazy amount of people that recognize you, and not once did you complain about, oh, there's this many people coming to take. There was like an hour straight where there was people coming up to you to take pictures, and I was just like,
Yeah.
so touching on that a little bit with the fan connections, do you know what like a parasocial relationship is? Have you heard of that before?
I've heard of it. I'm too stupid to remember them.
I think it's like, I could be even wrong on saying this, but I'm pretty sure it's like when a person watches, because you have a ton of content out, when they watch all of that, they feel like they actually know you, like they know you in real life. So have you ever had those fans come up to you and maybe think that they know you and or like that they're actually friends with you or stuff like that, I guess, if that makes sense?
100%. I was just talking about this with Caden the other day. He was asking me like if I know kind of where that comes from with my audience, because we meet these fans, and I've hung out with YouTubers before. I've hung out with big YouTubers, and I've never seen the depth of audience like we have. It's crazy. It's like a relationship. They feel like, and I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue where that comes from.
Yeah.
People just they connected with me for some reason, and I think it is because I didn't really try to do any like. There was no strategy behind it really. I just kind of was myself, so I feel like that's why they connected. But 100%, I get that where I meet these people and so they it's like they know me kind of, and it's all over. It's weird. It's a humbling experience when you're like in El Paso at 1 a.m. and there's people outside.
Do you like it? I mean, you get recognized all the time. Does it ever get a little bit annoying? Like if you're going to the grocery store, you're like, man, I mean, you know?
Yeah, there's been a few times. There was one time we were in the movie theater and we were just watching a movie. We weren't filming or anything, and there was a group of like 7 high school boys, and they all ran in a packed movie theater and started like screaming at me. And they were on FaceTime like with their friends, and they sat down next to me. And we're like, talk to my boy right now. And everybody in the theater's looking up.
No way.
I'm like, I'm not trying to. And then, yeah, I had to tell him, I was like, dude, get out. You gotta get out. But then they sat and waited. It was Oppenheimer. They waited 2 hours for me to come out.
Dang.
So there's been a few times, but I'm almost always nice. I
Yeah.
only will not be nice if you show up at my house, which has happened a few times. I'll be a asshole because it's my house. You don't show up at someone's house. Or shit like that where it's just I'm just sitting there and other people are around and you're like making a scene.
Right.
But other than that, I'm cool with it every time.
So we'll touch on that a little more later too. But you had mentioned that at one point, like during the Sugar Sean deal, you had mentioned that your mental health or like your self-worth was almost based off of what the comments said at one point. Do you still read the comments, or like do they affect you in that way anymore?
No, they don't. And I don't really read them anymore. But I think in the beginning, it was just, I just wanted to succeed so bad. I wanted to make it so bad. So you gauge your success as a YouTuber based off of what the people say, because they're the ones that are going to make this or not. Because if they don't watch, then it's not going to happen. So that's where I think I would base it around that because if they didn't like one video, I was like, holy I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah.
So, but no, you the longer you go on in this game, the less I think you start to care about that type of stuff.
So for me personally, not all the time, but when I read our comments, because we had one that just blew up, got 30K views, blew up, but it got 30K views, which is huge for us. And so we got a bunch of comments, and we're always reading the whole thing, and it's like 99% of them are positive, and then you have that one that's negative, and sometimes it almost like, even though you have that many positive ones, like it still almost equals it out when you have that one negative one. Do you feel the same way, or like, because you've gotten a lot of love lately after posting that video, thoughts on suicide? You got a lot of love after that, but does that truly like set in? Does it still actually feel good because you get so many of them, if that makes sense? Because it's hard to take love online, in my opinion. Like, it's hard to receive that, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't even, especially with that video, I didn't even read any of the comments, to be honest, because that was just me. I was just like, I'm gonna express myself, and regardless of what people say, this is what I have to say. So that I'm just gonna say it. But especially in the beginning, for sure, I would like one negative comment would up all the rest of the comments for me. I'd be like, damn it. But no, not anymore. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting older. I don't care about this stuff anymore.
I do just want to touch on that, man, dude. That video is a vulnerable video. I mean, that's not easy. Not all YouTubers. There are YouTubers that go through things like that, and almost everyone goes through their own things, right? But for someone like you, people look up to you big time. And for someone like you to post that, and they are receiving that, and they're watching that video, I think that it helped more people than you maybe realize. You know, like seeing someone like you who's popular, I don't want to say popular, but you know, you're big on YouTube. You're a big YouTuber. And I just want to say that is really, really cool that you were able to do that. And yeah,
it's cool for the fans to see too, because they feel like if they go through something like that, they can talk to someone about it too.
Right.
Which was cool to see. Do you have anything to say on that or no?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think with that, I remember talking to my friend Ryan before that got uploaded, and he was the only one that knew that I was going to upload that. I just kept saying like honesty. I have to be honest. I can't like just not speak about that, but I also want to do it in a way that I would feel comfortable doing it. So like I mentioned to you guys, this is my third podcast. I don't do podcasts because I don't feel like I'm a great talker, long form. I don't like to go online and constantly talk about shit over and over again like that, like problems. So I make one piece of like whatever you want to call it, content, whatever, and just get it all out in a creative way. And that's my expression, and the internet can do what they want with it. And that's how I've always viewed it, I think, with stuff like that. Because I've only made a couple videos similar to that where I've talked about stuff like that. This one was definitely the most vulnerable for sure. But yeah, it was like I'm not gonna go on like a podcast, talk about that for an hour and a half or something. I feel like I did it in the way I wanted to do it, and I'm definitely happy I did it that way. But it needed to come out eventually for sure. Otherwise, I would just be lying to my audience, I think.
Man, that video truly could have saved others. So that is super cool.
So going through all of that, did you find peace through like your religion? Did you find it through your friends? How did you kind of get through that? I mean, I know you started lifting. Did that help you with your mental health? Like, what kind of stuff helped you get through all that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I still haven't found peace, to be honest. I'm never at peace. It's just, I think that's just the way I'm wired. But I've been much better at talking to people like the past year. It's something that I've been trying to learn how to do, like opening up about stuff like that, because for my whole life I just kept it all bottled in. So I mean, finding better friends, surrounding myself with better friends, talking to them, and Yeah, there is a stigma among men, and like learning that that's not how it has to be, I think is important, because I think that's why women live longer, if I'm being honest, because they can talk about that shit. They can cry in front of their friends and
Yeah.
they let that shit out of them.
Yeah.
Men hold that shit inside and just
Right.
slowly inch our way towards a heart
Yeah.
attack at the age of
Right.
40 because we
Yep.
never let shit out. So yeah, with that video, I do agree. I hope that helps
Yeah.
people, like men, feel more comfortable opening up. Because if I can do it publicly on the internet and have, whatever people, like 1 million people see it, it's not a easy thing to say to
Yeah.
that many people.
Yeah.
So hopefully that encourages other men to talk about it if they ever feel that way, because it's important.
All right, on a lighter note now, what kind of stuff do you enjoy doing like in your free time now? I know you do lifting, jujitsu. What
Yeah.
kind of stuff do you enjoy doing?
Jiu-jitsu, I've been really into jiu-jitsu.
What
Really?
what I don't even know how that works. Like what is jujitsu?
Is it like Taekwondo?
People are
Is it
gonna think
like-
I'm
No,
dumb.
no.
but no, straight up, I
You
have
just
no
pissed
idea.
off the whole jiu-jitsu community. They're going to be on you in the comments.
Oh no, dude.
No, it's grappling. So kind of like wrestling but with submissions.
Oh, I am gonna get roasted for that.
And it's legit. It's like very legit. Very
Okay.
legit, yeah.
So would you use that in like self-defense, or is that just like a sport out of its own?
Well,
where-
yeah, you certainly could. It would definitely work in a self-defense situation, but it's also a sport. So yeah, it's hard to explain, dude. It's just like grown men hugging each other,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
trying to submit each other to.
So do you go out and do this like weekly, like every other day, or like how do you on your own?
Yeah, I try to train every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just go to a gym. They have jujitsu gyms, and you go in, and they'll like show you a technique of the day, and then you spar. So you have to spar every class. That's why it's so legit. Because with a sport like Taekwondo, unless you're like, I mean, they do spar too if you're like high level or whatever. But jujitsu, you have to spar no matter what. Even at white belt, you have to spar to advance in the sport. So
Do they have different levels?
yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to get roasted again, but like you know how there's like
Black
white,
belt.
black, yeah, exactly, black belt. Do they have that?
Yeah.
It is set up
Yeah.
kind of similar. Okay. Is there anything else that you do in your free time other than jujitsu?
Yeah, I mean, with YouTube, it's weird because it's not a normal job.
Right.
So you're always it is like what people would do on like their vacation. That's like the job basically. So going to travel for us, that's work, but it's also a vacation kind of.
Yeah.
So it is like, that is my free time kind of YouTube.
So hang out with friends, party here and there. That's kind of what else? What
Yeah.
other than what I guess people see, you
Right.
know?
Because when we go up to, like, for example, we go up to NDSU, we're there to have fun and like party and shit, but we're also there to film. So it combines, I think.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans on making like a content schedule, or do you just like go get the camera out whenever
Yeah,
you
no,
feel
dude,
like
I've never been
like a
on that.
Mr. Beast type?
No, I went to FaZe Ruggs' house one time,
Yep.
and he had all his shit written on the whiteboard and all. I was like, dude, that's why you're way more successful than me. Because I never have done that. I literally wake up and sometimes I'll think of the idea like in the car ride on the way. I'm not a great planner.
So when you do those pranks, do you get into like a zone, or are you kind of just used to it and you can just do it anywhere?
You
Oh
mean,
yeah,
like a character almost.
Yeah, like a character.
100%. Yeah, pranking is. I consider it an art form because
Yeah.
it's like acting.
Yeah.
you have to get into the mind of a character, and sometimes you'll say things, and you'll know what you need to say to get them to say something because you want them to say this, and you know how to get them there. So you'll say it, and
Like it's like your future planning. Like
yeah.
you okay.
and
yeah.
it's legitimately like you get better. It's weird. It's like anything, like lifting or anything, you would get better when you prank. I notice how I was better at it now than I was.
Yeah.
Because the more reps you get better at it.
Right. Is there a favorite prank that you've done?
Yeah. There was one where it it's called Confessing Legal Things to the Police.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's one of my most proud ideas I came up with. That was our first video to hit 1 million. And I viewed it. When I was thinking of it, I was thinking, what would Michael Scott do? That was like my mindset. It's like, what is something Michael Scott would do? I was like, Michael Scott would legitimately think that if he had to take one candy basket on Halloween and he took more than one, that's a legitimate crime, and he would go confess that. So I started thinking of shit like that, and then I pulled up to the police station and started confessing shit like that to the police, that I did stuff like that. Yeah, that was funny there.
If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, we got like 7 cops on us at one point because I told them I ate like a hot dog from Burger King.
That's crazy.
Like, what the f*** is this kid talking about?
Have you had any times where you actually have gotten involved with the police? You mentioned court cases. Like,
Oh yeah.
what are some of those times? Like, what's the most trouble you've been in with the law?
So I brought like a lawnmower onto a football field during
Yes,
a football game, but I took the blade out. But I like walked on during the game, and they gave me a couple charges for that. I don't even remember now, but I had the lawyer of all time.
Damn.
This dude walked in on the court day. I'd never seen him. I'd only talked to him on the phone. Mother, like 5'5". Like, I was like, and then he was like didn't know anything about the case.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, what? So I got fried by the judge. I got like a bunch of shit for that. But I mean, we've had a few other charges that I got better lawyers for, and they got dropped. But no arrests, thankfully, for me. And nothing too serious though, because we don't really do shit that, like, as bad as some people think it is. We're not out like committing legitimate crimes. It's just stupid stuff that we do.
Would you say though every video the cops get called on you, or how often do you think the cops get called on you?
Not every video. But
Not quite every video.
Not as much as Loonies, bro. They get them every time.
Yeah, I mean that they used to a lot. Like, we used to a lot, but I don't know, here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge thank you to today's sponsor, Giant Snacks. Giants is a small family-owned business that specializes in premium flavor and giant snack sizes.
From sunflower seeds, pistachios, pumpkin seeds, and cashews, Giants has all the great snacks you need.
Don't forget some of the great flavors that they offer between dill pickle and sweet Thai chili.
Or whatever craving you have.
Check out some of the newest flavors coming to a store near you this fall.
Big Easy cashews and Big Easy sunflower seeds.
Available soon online or at a store near you. Once again, huge thank you to Giant Snacks for sponsoring this podcast.
Now let's get back to the podcast.
Man, we got to come up with stuff to say during times when we
During
have this.
pictures.
You gotta have like
Yeah.
a generic script for that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
You can just so.
What's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport to watch is football, but to play is hockey.
You still do that sometimes? Like, you join any rec leagues or anything like that?
No, but I'll go like on the pond in the winter.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who's better, you or Loonies?
Oh, I would
Oh.
dust that kid. I would destroy Looney. I hope he watches this too, because
Yeah,
he's been
bro.
talking. There's no way he's better than me.
You guys got to make that a little
Let's do.
a
We'll
little
do one on
segment.
one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be
I would
dope.
cook him.
Oh gosh, dude! Now we got some beef stirring.
Yeah.
Him and Spice at the same time. I'll cook both of them.
Oh,
Oh,
Spice
sick.
don't know how to skate, does he?
He said he played hockey.
Oh, did he? I
Yeah.
guess the hair too. He's got the
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
got the hockey hair,
Looney
too.
said that when he was in during our podcast, he said that was his like dream before YouTube.
So earlier you touched on some of the people that you've been able to meet. So I'm going to give you a quick list of the people that you have that I know of, and then I want you to say maybe a couple that I missed and your favorite person to meet, favorite experience that you've had with them. So I got Suga Sean, Colby Covington, Brecky Hill, Skybree, Nick Naracina, hopefully I said that right, FaZe Rug, NLE Choppa. I want to touch on that. That was crazy. Balin Levine, Gideon, Ray Allen randomly.
Oh, yeah.
That was crazy. And that's pretty much all I got. So it's gonna be tough, but pick your favorite one and then what that experience was like.
My favorite one, man. The UFC fighters, all 3 of them, coolest guys. Like the most and that's so fun for me because I'm a big fan of martial arts.
Yep.
And I love watching it. So meeting them, it was so fun. Suga Sean is probably the coolest, just because he's real into this stuff, social media and stuff. So And going on his podcast too. My first ever podcast. That was really, really sweet. Right after he won the belt too.
Yeah.
Right after he knocked out Aljo. So
And you stole his belt, didn't you?
yeah. Yeah, that was fun. Kobe was super cool too. Gilbert sparred legit. Like we sparred legit and he beat the fuck out of me. So that was fun. Like being able to see that, like actually,
Yeah.
it's humbling.
Live it.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
get kicked in the body by a UFC
Oh
fight,
my
it's like
gosh.
ridiculous. So yeah, those guys. I mean, everyone on that list is cool. It's all been cool, but the UFC guys, they just stand out.
How was that NLE Choppa concert, bro?
Dude, so awkward.
Yeah.
So awkward.
Yeah.
So this guy, he invited us. He DM'd me, and he DM'd me like 2 years ago, just saying he liked our work. So this wasn't like the first time I heard from him or anything. And he invited us to this show in Minnesota. So we're like, yeah, we'll come. We pull up and we walk into the dressing room, and it's almost like he had no clue we were coming, and he basically ignored us the whole time, and it was super awkward. The video was funny though,
Yeah, it
because it was
was
so
funny.
awkward. But yeah, I think he was just tired, so I'll give him that. He was on tour, so he's tired, but I've never felt more uncomfortable in a room in my life doing YouTube.
Sure.
Never. Like, it was so uncomfortable. I felt like I wanted to melt into the corner and just like disappear. But I mean, the show was good. I think he's a good artist. I'm a fan of some of his songs, but yeah, it just felt really weird.
How was it on stage? Was that crazy to look out and see everybody out there? And
Yeah, it was cool.
That
It was
dance
cool.
was crazy.
Yeah, he made me like hump the air.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know. I'm a big introvert, so shit like that is weird for me. But
Yeah.
it was cool.
Seeing all these people in person, is there any behind the scenes that the YouTuber or that the people watching on YouTube didn't see? Any that stand out from any of these big creators or people that you?
Yeah, I mean, you just meet them and you realize everybody's just a person. It's just
Right.
all like normal people. So there's some that are obviously more fun to hang out with than others, and some that are cooler than others because it's just like it's like a friend. You just meet
Yeah.
a friend. Some friends are like some people you meet and they're just not what you think they are online.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody on that list has been cool. So yeah, I mean, just some of the best times, honestly, hanging out with these people, the stuff off camera, hanging out with Jadion off camera, funniest fucking dude ever. Like he never turns it off. He's always just so funny. So
That's sick.
Yeah.
How did that Brecky Hill whole thing go down?
well, she's from Minnesota.
Yeah.
She's from Edina. So I had seen her when she was starting to like make content a while ago. This was when she first started, and I just DM'd her and asked her if she wanted to film a video. Yeah, so I had met her before she moved to LA, and we filmed a video, and then filmed when she moved to LA. When we took that big road trip, we filmed with her out there. I think we filmed with her again after that one more time in LA. But yeah, she's cool. She's cool.
What's LA like? Like straight up in person? I feel like it's such like a spot where all the celebrities are, all the content creation gets made. Like, what's that like in person?
Me personally, I love LA. I
Sure.
love California. I found that most of the people that shit on LA either one have never been there before and they just hear it on the internet and just trash it, or they hang out with the like people you don't want to hang out with, the terrible people in LA, and then they say California and as a whole is like that, but it's not. I mean, LA itself is shitty if you go to deep LA and you're in LA, but like California is one of the greatest places on earth, in my opinion. There's so much, just everywhere you go is like a new experience. I've met some of the nicest people, and we've got some of our best videos ever out there. So I love LA. I personally would never live there because there are a lot of problems with it. Like, it's ridiculously expensive, pretty dangerous. But as a whole, I love LA, especially to go visit and film. It's great. I really, really like it.
Have you thought about picking up and moving somewhere? I know you just said you won't go to LA, but like Florida or any other place like that?
Yeah, we actually had a lease signed in Florida to move there a year ago. And I just 4 months. We were living there for 4 months. We had a lease signed on this place that we were gonna move into, and like a week before, I called him. I was like, yeah, I can't. I just can't live here. So we ended up backing out of that, and then we were gonna go move to LA. And then we were out there for like a month, and I was like, I don't see myself living here. And then we came back here for Christmas to Minnesota, and we were gonna go back to LA and try to move up maybe in Burbank outside of LA. But then just when I was here, I was just like, I'm just gonna buy a house here so I have a place to come back to whenever I want. That was the original plan. And then I bought this house, and after living here, it's just like Minnesota's home, you know? I don't think I ever move out of here. Even though the winter sucks, this is just like my home. I feel most comfortable here. So yeah, I don't think I would ever move anywhere else, to be honest. Maybe for a few months at a time, but never permanently.
When you were on the Suga Sean podcast, like you got asked about your dream car, and you said it was a Tesla. Is it still a Tesla?
Yeah, I'm gonna get one.
What kind do you want to get? Because I test drove one yesterday, just like a buddy who got one, like the cheapest Model 3 you could possibly get, and I fell in love with it. I love Teslas too, so I'd love to know what you want to get.
Yeah, I'll probably get a Model 3 too. Just nothing too crazy. I don't want like the Plaid or anything like that. Like the one that's over like $100,000. Like I'm not trying to do that, but I'm gonna get one. We were almost gonna get one this week actually.
Really?
We were all just gonna pull up to the dealership and film it, but I'm gonna get one soon. They're so much fun to drive though.
Oh yeah,
so much fun.
So talking about that too, and like congratulations on this house. It's an amazing house and all the success you've had. Going off of that, what do you think is like the biggest income maker as a content creator? Is it merchandise? And I'm sure it's different for different YouTubers or whatever, but is it like merchandise? Is it like TikTok, YouTube ads that get played before, or is it sponsorships, brand deals?
So yeah, it definitely depends on the YouTuber. I know people that absolutely crush it on merch, and that's their only thing basically. I know people that don't do merch at all. I know people that rely on brand deals. For me personally, it's been AdSense has been the biggest thing.
Sure.
Just ads on the YouTube videos. I think most people that watch YouTube don't really understand how much money is in that AdSense, especially if you upload kind of like longer videos and you get a lot of views. It's a lot of money. So AdSense, merch, we've never really gotten merch too dialed in, to be honest. That's never been a strength of mine. So I think brand deals are even before merch.
Yeah.
Brand deals have been good, and then it's probably merch, and then just other little things like Snapchat and TikTok.
Oh yeah.
So, but AdSense has always been the carrier for me.
Have you ever had like aspirations of getting a team together, maybe to take over the merch side of it or different stuff like that?
Yeah, we've done 2 different companies now, and they've both been good. There's a lot of talented people at these merch companies, but it's just, I don't know if it's the type of audience we have. I don't know what it is. We just never have connected really.
Sure.
The way I see these other YouTubers connecting with merch, but that's always been a goal of mine, to build a big merch brand. But I don't know. We'd have to do something different, because we've tried a few things and they just never have. I mean, we've sold merch obviously, but it's just never been for our size, especially like a year ago, the way we were going. It was just nothing compared to what I see other people doing.
Sure.
But it's fine. I don't like, I'm not, merch is not like a passion of mine, to be honest. I like making videos, but
I also don't see you as like a money driven guy at all. I don't see you like trying to chase a bag.
Yeah, definitely not. I was thinking about that this morning. It's just, for me, obviously you want money, right? But I don't like sit there like, all right, like how am I going to make the most money I can today? It's just, I like freedom. So if I can make enough money to maintain my freedom and just do what I want, that's perfect for me.
So with all of that, it seems like you're pretty happy with where you're at with the content you're making. Is that kind of your just future plan for right now, is just keep doing what you're doing? Or do you kind of have an idea of maybe doing more of vlogs, or maybe getting back in doing a lot of pranks, or kind of just a mixture of or just kind of staying where you're at right now and doing what you're doing?
Yeah, I think we're trying to kind of plan that. We're trying to move forward. I think we almost ended a chapter with that video we talked about earlier. I feel like I almost ended a chapter, and it's kind of moving on to something different now. I don't even know what that thing is yet, but I know I still enjoy making videos, so I do still want to make videos, but yeah, just trying to figure out kind of what type of videos I want to make now. But I do want to keep rolling forward with YouTube for sure.
Yeah, dude, you're like so close to 2 mil.
Yeah, dude.
How long
Yeah.
has it been kind of that on the edge of 2 mil? Because I was looking, I was like 1.98. Come on.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I definitely haven't been as consistent as I wanted to this year. But shit happens. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get back on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you gonna try and go back to posting consistently, weekly, bi-weekly, once a month? What if it was ideal and it all worked out how you wanted all the time? How often would you post?
Oh, every week for
Every
sure,
week.
like how we used to. Yeah, I only stopped doing that because of all the personal shit. I had to get all that shit sorted out, but I do want to get back to that because, yeah, I like it.
It's tough to like. You're never going to be fully free from that. It's kind of just having to find a way to be able to do that stuff while dealing with personal things too.
Right.
And which sucks, but it's just the way it is. It's never going to be perfect, unfortunately, but praying for you, man. And I'm glad everything's kind of finding its way for you. Okay. I guess we had some questions for Dan. One question that I was going to ask Dan was about when you bought him a car, but I want to hear your side of it. How did that feel for you? Because that just had to feel just amazing to be able to do that for him.
Yeah, it felt great. It was honestly funny because his car broke down the night before, and this guy was he didn't want to do anything until he got his car fixed. So we were trying to surprise him, and I had my buddy trying to get him out of the house to go to lunch or something or meet him somewhere. We tried like 3 different things, and he would not leave. He's like, no, I got to get my car fixed before I'm waiting on a friend to come pick me up to get it fixed. So I'm at the dealership closing on this car, and I'm like, how the f are we going to surprise this guy? Because I didn't want to, like, pulling up at the house, he was going to see us.
Right.
And I was like trying to plan this. So yeah, literally that morning I went, got the money from the bank, bought the car, and then I was like, just got to pull up to the house. So we had our friend go in and like distract Dan, and he was like talking to Dan while I like pulled up outside of the house, and this guy didn't even notice. We walked out, the car's parked right there. He had no clue. We were filming him. Like my friend was filming him. He didn't even notice. So
Gosh.
but yeah, surprising him was a cool experience. Being able to do that for people is real gratifying. Being able to give back to people is a real gratifying experience.
So now we're gonna move into a new segment that we kind of do. It's just like different games and stuff that we do towards the end. So I'm gonna tell you my favorite 5 moments or videos that you've posted, and then I want you to rank them from your favorite to least favorite, so 1 to 5. And then if there's any that I miss that you really are like, dang, that was my favorite, let me know. It's funny because like some of the ones that you've already mentioned that are some of your favorites are on my list too. So my number 1 is, and I'm actually going to change this around a little bit, but my number 1 was lawn mowing the football field. That video was like insanely creative. It had me dying. That was great. Number 2 was the one with you and Balin when you guys were doing the intro. What's up, YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
In public. Number 3, vaping in a college lecture. That was great. Number 4, confessing legal things to the police. And number 5 was the moment when you and Goten were wearing the Vikings and Packers jersey, and you went up to the Bears, the Bears fan. That one had me dying. So, I guess, and then an honorable mention is the lots of Ebola clip. That went crazy. But rank those if you can remember all 5 of them from your least favorite to your favorite, or even top 3.
Okay, so confessing legal things to the police, number 1. Because that was our first video to hit 1 million. And I think that is probably the best idea I've come up with, in my opinion.
Or one that I didn't mention.
The Packers, the Bears fan, second. That's like the funniest thing. I think that's so funny. And And then I'll put the Home Depot guy, the honorable mention, at 3, just because to this day, that's the thing I get asked about the most. Is people come up to me and say that shit all the time. So probably 3, just because people love that. 4, vaping during the college lecture. I love that shit. That shit's so funny. That gets people all pissed off, but I find it so funny. Like vape pranks are so funny to me. Mm-hmm. And then what was the last one?
Did we say lawn mowing? Yeah, lawn mowing.
You'll put lawn mowing at 5.
I'm glad you took that blade out. I didn't know you took the blade out. I thought you were dead ass like sucking the turf up and it was getting cut around and stuff.
No, I didn't want to do them like that. You know, I gotta take the field
out of.
nice.
What are your top 3? Is that what it would be with you?
Did I miss any that you might have maybe would have picked?
It's hard to remember. I've done so many videos, but sometimes I forget shit that I said too, and I'll see like a clip pop up on TikTok. I'll be like, "What? I said that? Like I can't believe I said that." But
or that clip where you guys were at McDonald's the other day, and you filled it up, and you just like you go. You slowly turn around.
And then the ice machine randomly just starts going.
You go, do you mind? Dude.
But I guarantee you, if he hears the little from the pop dispensing, his ass is going to run around the corner. Do you mind?
All right, so.
When I got banned from all the Walmarts, that was funny. Just because that guy, Zach, he like the like lore with him was so funny. Like how we found him again after, and we ended up like being cool and shit.
Yeah,
that was funny.
You have so much lore on your page, like the Legoland whole incident and like Mall of America. I feel like you had a few incidents there too.
The thing was, especially like early on making videos, I loved going back and just making peace with like the villains of the channel, because I don't want to make them look bad, obviously. So I like to go back and make peace, and a lot of the times like they were happy to do it, which is cool because it's better for everyone. I didn't want to end it on like them doing whatever, so I would bring people back a lot or like go find them again. Mm-hmm. I love doing that. But I mean, the Mormon prank with Jadion in Utah, that's so funny when we dressed up like Mormons.
How does it feel to be able to look back at all the videos that you have made? Like, are you just like, you got to be proud? Yeah,
definitely. It's crazy how it was almost like I didn't even think about it. It was just on kind of autopilot, just like on to the next thing. So I didn't even take time to really look at any of that stuff. But now I kind of look back sometimes like, damn, we did a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
And a lot of people find entertainment in what you do. You know, people wait for your next video to go out, and people recognize you wherever you go. You gotta be proud of yourself for that, man.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And you did that, you know. I do just have a random question. How often do you go back and tell them, "Oh, it was a prank"?
Like with anyone you're saying?
Yeah, like
anyone you go prank?
Like let's say you go prank, and like the most recent one of the more recent ones where you were blind. And then you drive away in the car. How often do you go back and tell those people, "Oh, this was a prank"? Like you don't have to like
tweak out after.
Yeah. I mean,
do you ever?
They usually like figure it out by the end. So I mean, those guys by the end they knew they were pointing at the camera. So not that often, to be honest, but they usually know by the end.
Sure.
Yeah.
So who are some of those people that you maybe looked up to? Sorry, this is completely off track because we got another game, but that you looked up to. I know you mentioned Danny Duncan and like the Nelk Boys. Is that still the same? Do you have any others you want to mention?
Yeah, those will always be the two, because those are just the guys that I watched before I started that made me want to do it. So Danny and Nelk, and then during it, Jadion. Mm-hmm. I think he, in my opinion, is the funniest YouTuber of all time. But yeah, those 3 probably.
Is there any other honorable mentions that maybe aren't so famous? Maybe like a family member or a friend that you wanna that's been in your life?
Yeah, shout out to all my college roommates. Those guys like they believed in me before I even did anything. So it wasn't a lot of people, but definitely talking to them. I would talk to them all the time about it. Just like when I was feeling like about it because it wasn't working. I talked to them. They helped me out a lot. So people like that, and those small moments along the way that really keep you going. Like with Balin, great guy, and he helped me out a lot with advice and stuff. So just anybody that's ever supported me along the way, I'm very, very grateful for that, for sure.
Awesome.
You want to do your game?
Sure. I'll do my game. So this is a little over-under game. First question. Over or under 5 videos that you have scrapped?
Under. I don't
Under?
even think I've ever scrapped one.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
Bits,
scrapped
though? You scrap bits?
Yeah, of course, there's stuff you cut out, but
Sure.
I don't think we've ever gone out and filmed a video and scrapped it.
Damn. That's pretty good.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Over or under 3 times you've broken character while making your pranks?
Oh, it's got to be over, but not by
Over?
that much.
Not by-
There's
okay.
been a few where it's just too.
It's too funny.
It's too ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
That's awesome. Over or under 20 stores you have gotten kicked out of?
Over.
Over?
100%. Yeah.
How many do you think? Like in the range? Like
Probably, like,
hundreds?
over 100. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
For sure. It's been a lot.
How many places have like trespassed you where you can't go back now?
Dude, a lot. I don't know, but all those trespasses they wear off after a year, so
Sure.
we're good now with a lot of them. Yeah, so
Any local spots where you're like, damn, like that's actually really inconvenient. Like
yeah,
a local
when I
Walmart
used to
or
live at
something.
my old house, yeah, we just f***ed up the whole like area. But like that was when I was like dumb back then. I was like, now I'm like I cannot film around my neighborhood. That's a stupid idea. So now I know that. But back then I was filming like in front of my house and shit. That's when people started showing up at my
Yeah.
front door. So yeah, I don't do that shit anymore though.
Okay. Last one. Over or under 10 times a fan interrupted your prank?
Over.
Really?
Oh, 100%.
And do you just
Damn.
cut that out, or do you have to redo it, or how does?
Sometimes it makes it funnier because I'll act like I don't know what they're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be like, who the like what?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I make them like join in on the prank kind of.
Yeah.
I bring
Yeah.
them in.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it happens all the time. Yeah.
Sure. You're just recording a prank, and people are like, "Loaf," and you're like,
It happened
doing
in
a
the
prank.
lecture. It happened
Yeah.
in the lecture at
At Duluth?
Yeah, at Duluth. The guy next to me. Wasn't in the video, but he was like, "Can I take a selfie with you?" And I was like, "Can you give us a minute? Like, we're in the middle of something." But then he took it anyway.
Damn.
So everybody in there knew something was going down. So that's why the first clip was way better than the second one because I wasn't
Sure.
in the first one. So, but yeah,
I'm going to add one on here just for fun. Over under 10,000 photos that you've taken with fans.
10,000. I don't know.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
It's gotta be over, bro. We've been doing this
Wow.
for like 3 years, and plus the meetup. I probably
Yeah.
took at least 1,000 pictures at that
Yeah.
meetup. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Where did
over.
you host that?
Minneapolis. It was at a brewery, but
Okay.
we didn't use the breweries. We just needed an open space, and they f***ed that shit up. It was bad. I didn't know how many people were gonna come. So
Yeah.
by the end, people were like climbing the
Weren't
side.
you guys driving away too when they were chasing you?
Yeah, they were trying to like break the windows and shit to get in. I
Damn.
felt really bad, but it was just chaos, and we only hired 2 security, so it was just like they weren't able to control that.
And like, it's probably different for them when they're in a huge crowd, where if it's one-on-one, they're not going to act like that, you know?
Yeah.
They just feel like they can do whatever they want. Any crazy fan interactions? Like, what's the most wild one that you've had?
Dude, I don't even know. We got in like a giant fight one time in Miami. Somebody threw a drink at me or some shit, and I was drunk, but I like threw it back, but it missed them and hit the security, and the security smashed that shit in my face, and then go and like picked me up, and like my legs were like kicking, and he like walked
Pulled
me
you
away. He's
out?
like, we gotta go. Well, like that. I mean, like, yeah. Sometimes they're not even fans though. They're just talking shit like outside the bar. They just know who I am. But I don't know. We've had a few.
One
Can you-
altercation I'll bring up, not from a fan, but from a random person. They were like talking shit to you. Then you went up to, I can't remember actually why you went up in the first place. You went up to their car, and then they're like, "Oh, I don't know who did that. I don't know."
Yeah.
And then you walked away. They started talking again, and then you threw a dot with that drink, bro, right at their car.
Yeah, I remember that was in San Diego, and that was because I was in the restaurant eating In-N-Out Burger. I was in In-N-Out Burger eating, and I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't even filming, and these motherfuckers started throwing fries in my hair. Like they started like behind me just throwing fries at me because they knew who I was. It's like, okay, I get that you know who I am. That doesn't give you the right to throw fries at me. So I went out and I like asked them like who threw the fries, and then they all were like, what is it? So I was like, all right, guys. And then I walked away, and then as I'm walking away, they started talking shit. So I'm like, dude, I was just right there. Like you weren't talking shit. Now you're talking shit when I'm walking away. So then I threw.
Then he turned into Tom Brady and threw a dot. I'll have to pop up that clip.
Yeah.
They say when we're walking away. Oh shit. We're literally just sitting in there trying to eat, and these start throwing shit at us.
Yeah, through the drink, but yeah, I don't. Most of my fans are really cool when I meet them. I've 98% of the time it's been super cool interactions.
What happened when you got attacked in LA?
Oh, that
talk about
that. What did happen? Oh, we were walking by. So on Hollywood Boulevard, have you ever been there?
Mm-mm.
There's people. It's just one big like hustling block. People just sell shit, like on the side of the street. So this guy was selling mixtapes, and we were walking by, and we were not filming him. Swear to God, we weren't filming him. We were filming me, and we were walking by. I didn't say a word to this guy, and he just loses his mind for no reason. I'm sure you can put the clip in.
Yeah, that shit was just Hey, no, man. We don't do Hollywood.
We're walking this way. We're walking this way.
Bro, you're so tough.
Bro, relax. I'm not trying to be tough. We're walking.
I was just filming him as we were walking by.
We're walking past you.
This action don't film me. Y'all don't got no respect. Y'all have no respect.
We weren't even
trying to do. Stop filming me, bro.
Hey.
I'm gonna beat you. Stop filming me, bro.
We're not.
Stop filming me.
Bro, I don't know what just happened. We went through a war, bro. They ripped his shirt. Bro, they ripped his shirt off. So this is what happened. Dan got jumped.
Just freaks out for no reason. Starts following us the whole way up, and then is just like gets in our face and like starts trying to like throw hands like in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard. Then they grab Dan, like rip his shirt off, like tackle him, and then his uncle like comes up from behind, punches me in the back of the head. And then I look around and I just see a bunch of people, and I'm worried that we're gonna get stabbed or something. Like somebody's gonna stab us. So I'm like, yeah, we gotta go. So we just left. But yeah, I mean, he sucker punched me, and then we ended up going back and meeting up with them again.
Of course.
Yeah, to squash the beef. But,
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's still talking on the internet. Philly, if you're seeing this, fuck you. I thought we made peace, but he's still talking shit. So yeah, I don't fuck with that guy anymore. But yeah, his uncle like sucker punched me, and then he's trying to say like he beat my ass. They didn't beat my ass. It was like it's such bullshit.
I bet that does get pretty scary though. Like when you're doing some of these pranks or recording or whatever, and a lot of times people go after the cameraman, but like you don't know who you're messing with, and you kind of get in the back of your head like you don't know what kind of weapons these people have on them. But.
Yeah, that's always the thing with me is I just try to keep my group safe.
Yeah.
So I'd never push shit where I'm like, yeah, let's fight. It's like, dude, there's no point of that.
Right.
Plus, we're the ones filming, so I do understand that. Like, we're the ones filming, so I can't ever get mad at somebody that we're pranking, especially. So I never like press anyone that we're pranking. I let them say whatever, and then if it does escalate, I just get out.
I noticed that it's kind of like you try not to instigate. You're just kind of making a fool out of yourself and letting them react to you. It's not like you're trying to get like yelling at them, making them mad. They're just
100%.
choosing to be mad.
100%. That's always the mindset I go into it. Is like, how dumb can I look? And they get pissed off because they can't believe how dumb I am when I'm playing those characters. There's no way this guy is this stupid, and that I think that's what makes them mad, or they get mad at the camera. That's the other thing. But with that, it's like, I don't know.
You're also so chill. Like I couldn't imagine like someone just, you know what I mean? You have to be at like the same level. Like Caden kind of gets at him after a little bit, but you're like so much more calm where it's like, I couldn't be mad, scream at you.
That almost pisses them off more though. When
you think?
just, and I just like, cause I keep a straight face and I just like keep saying shit, like keep acting dumb, and they almost get like more pissed off.
Yeah, and they just get louder and louder, and you're just like, I don't know. And you just stay the same. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So for people watching this, they see that you're a YouTuber who's had a lot of success, what is your advice? And it doesn't even necessarily just have to be on
YouTube.
for YouTube, but what is your advice that you would give to others?
I'd say just find whatever it is that you want to do. Whatever, it doesn't even matter. You want to be an accountant, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a YouTuber, anything. Find what you want to do and just don't let anyone talk you out of that. If you truly want to go do that, because you don't want to live a life where you're just neglecting your true desire of what you want, and you're always doing what you think the outside wants you to do. But that pressure can be hard, especially if it comes from like your parents or something. But you gotta understand who you are and what you want, and live a life trying to achieve that. That would be my advice.
All right, one more thing before we go. One more thing. So hold on, I got to get back on the mic first.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I know,
about
I
this.
almost forgot.
Wait, before you do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for letting us do this. Not all people, I don't want to say at your level, but you've had a lot of success. You easily could have said no to us, you know? And so
Yeah.
I appreciate, we appreciate coming on and having you here. It's been awesome. So thank you.
You're welcome. I had a great time. Thank you guys.
So we went to Nautical Bowls. You got a bunch of free bowls right there.
Oh, what is this, acai?
Yeah.
Dude, I love acai.
Yeah, it's acai.
Thank you guys. I
Hell
appreciate
yeah.
that.
Just as a thank you,
Hell
because we appreciate it so much and like letting us, dude. I don't know anyone, even like any of our boys. I'd be like, yeah, come film at my house. Like, dude, no one's like that. So thank you so much again.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And thank you to Giant Snacks for being an amazing sponsor. So one thing we do at the end of every episode, since we're sponsored by Giants, is pick out any of those flavors down there of seeds.
And the camera can't
So,
see it, but there's
yeah.
seeds down there.
go.
There's sweet Thai chili, dill pickle, and original. So pick one out, or you can pick up one all three.
Dill pickle's the best for sure.
Hey.
Oh, you
love
see,
this.
so you eat Giants? You
Yeah.
already do?
Yeah, I used to play baseball. I used to eat
go.
the all the time. Yeah.
They better be hearing that. Let's go. But yeah, thank you all for watching. We'll catch you guys next week on Monday at 6 p.m.
Peace.
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 Real ones with me, I know we gon' beat the odds. Counterfeit, guess it from the thought of it. People fake, think they need to start a kid.